Well, hello everybody. Today we are bringing you another wonderful review. Now, I've had this for a couple of weeks, been playing with it because I wanted to really test it, really see what its capabilities were before I brought it and even discuss with y'all and give a review. It is a TopDon TC004 thermal image camera, okay? Now, we use thermal image cameras at work quite a bit for troubleshooting engines in the dyno. So we're familiar with using one. It's the one that I use every day on a day-to-day basis is a very high quality, top of the line camera, handheld, just like this right here. I have compared the two and I'm really impressed. So I'm gonna get it out of the bag here and show you what we got. This is the TC004. It is a handheld thermal imaging. Inside the top here, pop this open. This is where you charge your battery, and it also has a slot for an SD card. You can pop your SD card in and out. You can record on the SD card, put it in your camera, PC, whatever you want, upload it to your stuff. It will do images, video recording. It'll also, well, let's look right here. You can project images to your PC, and you can also analyze them once you put the card in or whatever. It's got a 2.8-inch screen. Nice size screen. Range is a -4 to 662 degrees Fahrenheit. That is the only thing that I have seen with this, and that's not a big problem for anything that I'm doing here. The only time I would need anything higher than that is when I'm troubleshooting a diesel or natural gas engine, and those get up around 1365. I need up to about 1400 degrees, but for what I'm doing with it, I don't need that at all. It does everything I need to do. Comes with your charger. It's a little small USB. Comes with a little deal. Now, these will change. If you see, you got different ones here. This is for if you're going overseas, going in and out of different countries. I mean, it has versatile international chargers with it. This is a little case that the SD card comes in. Comes with a nice instruction book that is actually very thorough with about anything that any questions you would have and how to work the features on it. It's there. Also comes with a nice padded case with Velcro closure. Fits in it really well, and has a strap that's a double that you can open up and make it long enough that you can throw it over your neck or over your shoulder. So a lot of convenience. Doesn't weigh hardly anything. Super light. So with that being said, we're gonna go look at some stuff and I'm gonna show you what I would use it for, which there'll be a clip in this. You'll see some nighttime in here as well as daytime. But one of the things I would use it as a DIY at the house is checking electrical, checking hot spots. If you have any hot spots in electrical, or you got wires, you're starting to smell something, or you feel like something's overloaded, I'll show you where you can see the load. You can see where the heat is. Also, energy. One of the biggest things. You know, money don't grow on trees, and we're all trying to save it, right? So one of the things we're going to use it for is to make our home more energy efficient, okay? Because there's several ways, and I will show you just right now things that we need to do in this house as we speak, which y'all know we've been repairing and remodeling, so we haven't even got to that yet. But it's great to be able to use something like this to find it. There are people that take this camera and they go every day, and you pay them high dollar money to come out to your home, and they do a one-time deal. It could be several $100s for them to go through, shoot your house, your windows, insulation, make you a list of where your weaknesses are, and then you can fix it or they'll fix it. With this, you can continue to improve. You can watch your own. You can utilize this to save your own money, and it'll pay for itself in the end as long as you have a use for it. All right, everyone. We are in the living room, and what you're looking at, if it'll focus here, that's up in the cathedral ceiling in the living room. So in that ceiling, If you look at the hottest spot, which I don't know if it's focusing in enough for y'all right there. It's hard because we're having a video of this video. But we're sitting at our hottest spot, 120 degrees right there. Now this is on the tallest end wall in the living room. So that whole end wall, if I go down just a little bit and let the camera focus, you'll see that's where the insulation, you can see the joints in the insulation where it's lapsed all across that wall. So that whole end up at the very top ridge is just leaking all the cool air. All the heat is coming in, cool air going out.
And that beam, that is the beam that I showed.
That beam that she showed right there.
That looks brown, black.
That is that cedar beam going across. And that is the end flat wall where you see the strips coming down. And then you can see that is the upper corners where the trim is. And we're bumping 118 to 120 degrees all along that seam. So that point right there needs to be, the insulation needs to be redone to seal all that off. So right now we're losing air, valuable air, and in the wintertime we'll be losing valuable heat.
But now let's say if you was using the SD card, you could go right into a computer and the picture would be clear.
Exactly. You could actually take your video
on this machine.
I don't know how to get the video from this to hers.
Right.
So we're having to film. Now this is the opposite end from where we're at. Vaulted ceiling again. Okay, if you can see, it's not as bad as the other end until you get right there to that corner. We're around 120 degrees. Now this is facing the evening sun, this whole end here. So, of course, it's hot right now. I mean, it's the hottest part of the, what's the temperature outside right now?
110.
Okay, so
heat index.
We are super hot at about 110 heat index. We're about 120 right there. So you can see even down the wall, you can see on the outside of that flat, that insulation needs to be redone. So as you can see, even down on the flats of the wall, it needs re-insulated. We're losing valuable heat, cool. We're gonna lose heat in the wintertime, we're gonna lose cool right now. We're in the pantry, and it's not that this is a hot spot, but I'm just gonna show you, this is the light. I just turned it off, but you can see it's still, even though it's an LED light, it's sitting there at about 85, 89 degrees, okay? And then I'm gonna span to the left, and I'm gonna show you, you're gonna see a black spot come up. We're gonna go further to the left. See that blue spot, black spot? That's the air conditioning vent. It automatically dropped down. We're about 50 something degrees right there. So it's not that when you're looking at something with it, that it's, oh, it's hot or it's cold. You have to really look at your temperature too, because don't get confused to say, oh, it's hot, when really it's not. So I just want to bring up the difference between it's blue when it's cold, and when it gets really cold, it turns black. You see how that center turns black?
And what's the temperature?
And right now, that temperature is about 63 degrees from down here, shooting it. Okay, it's a breaker box, y'all. Y'all that follow along with us, y'all seen this when we done the generator, wiring it up. But I'm gonna show you in this breaker box, looking through this thermal image camera, and you're gonna pick something up really quick, and then I'll tell you what it is. Okay, if you look at this right here, and I'm just gonna move it to side just a little bit. You see, there's one square that's brighter than the rest of them that stands out, okay? And that is about middle ways the breaker box on the right hand side. That's because that breaker is loaded. And with it being 110 heat index outside, you can only imagine which breaker that is. That is the AC breaker. So it's a 50 amp breaker. It's not that it's hot, because if you look, that's max temperature. Oh. Right there is max temperature, right here is minimum temperature. So max temperature, even on that breaker, is sitting there around 80 degrees, which is not hot at all. But it's picking it up that is the hottest point where you're at. So I want you to watch right up here, the very top left breaker.
Okay.
And we're gonna see if we can make a load come in. And you'll probably see, first and foremost, you'll probably see the breaker start coming in. It'll be a little bitty, if you see right up here.
Oops.
I moved my finger, it got brighter.
Hang on, let me
Back up a little bit.
go in. Sorry guys,
shoot through this.
I'm trying to hold it with one hand too, I apologize.
But you'll start seeing, I can see it really well, and I can see it through the phone camera, but you start seeing two orange dots come up in the top left there.
Yeah, I see them.
They'll get brighter and they'll get brighter, okay? That is the stove and range.
I mean, I see
I
it
went in
top
and
left.
turned those on, so now that breaker is heating up, all right? Now, it's still not but 70-something degrees. Right now, it's still focused on the air conditioning breaker, which is at 80, and that breaker there is now, which I have in the hot spot at 81 because I have it fully loaded.
That's what that diamond or that
That's right.
star you're looking at,
The white
guys.
diamond is where you center. The red diamond is your hottest spot. Your green diamond, of course, is your cooler one.
But, like I said, we're doing it through a phone, but that kind of blurb, white-looking diamond, that's where you're setting this heat gun thing on.
So I'll turn that off and let it cool back down.
Now, if you just had this heat gun in your hand, you wouldn't have the glare to what our camera is doing. Because I can see it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean,
away
it's
from.
clear.
Yeah, it's crystal. Guys, it's really crystal clear. And I don't think my phone's going to pick up on it that well.
All right, guys, if you look here, you can also find leaks. If you see those lines, those are cold water lines. See how blue they are? That's the cold water. I went and turned the water on and let it run. That's pulling cold water out of the well. So you see the bracket, how hot it is. That's a metal bracket. And you can see the cold water through the lines. Each one of them black or blue looking tubes, that is the actual water line. So you can see the one to the left there that looks like a white image going up. That's pipe insulation, that's not a water line. So I mean, it very decisively can depict your temperature ranges. And if you had water running, cold water running down right there, you would be able to find it. Same thing with hot water. Because this would normally be, if it was hot water, it would be red lines. And you'd be able to find those. Looks like y'all can see those grids right there?
They're yellow looking?
The yellow, well, they're actually so hot till they're like a white orange, real light. That's heat grids. Now, she holds the camera still. I'm gonna move this. That's in the freezer, okay? You can see that is your defrost grids. And we're gonna pan to the left a little bit. You see that's the one sitting beside it.
Oops.
So now I'm gonna move this out of the way and she can pan up just a hair and show you. There's two freezers sitting there. Both of those have heat grids in them. It's a lot of energy, a lot of heat. That's 120 degrees right there. So we went over some uses of this. Of course, that's just I made a mild touch point of what actually the capabilities of this little handheld thermal imaging camera have, okay? Now, this is going to include a clip that was done last night, and most of y'all understand the purpose of where that could be used and utilized, and just how you could fine-tune that into your nightly adventure. Okay, this is going to be a kind of a one-off deal here because it's hard to capture this through You know, we're looking through this handheld thermal image camera, and I'm gonna tell you what, the pixels on this thing are amazing, but we're having to go through a camera too. But I'll kind of turn it like this and go up. You see that black spot right there? That's where there's no trees. That's where it's open to the clouds. Right where that little deal is right there. You'll see that's 82 degrees. You'll see the darker it gets, it's blue is cold, and when it goes black, it's really cold compared to all of this is shrubs, thick, orange. And if I scroll back around here, you'll see this is a very large pine tree right there. And you can see the heat that the pine tree has in it compared to atmospheric pressure around it, okay? Now if you look in the background, you'll see the orange that's upright. You'll see right where I've got the pointer at right there. Those are large pine trees. Now, as I move across, it'll pick up and it'll light up, depending on how much heat's in there, but I'm gonna turn it back so it gets surface air right there. If you look, those verticals running up and down that are orange, those are large pine trees. And then I'm gonna move this over here and show you. You see the horizontal one on the ground right there? That's the one in the front, but that is a stack of cedar trees that I have cut down and processed. And that is the heat that they are still holding. I mean, right now, they're sitting there at about, looks like around 85 degrees. Whereas, you know, the surface temperature out here, let's go back down here to the ground, about 84. They're showing about 95. At the max is 85, the minimum is 72, 67. So I mean, it's fluctuating, but just wanted you to see the heat that it will actually pick up in the image. And I'm gonna show you here in just a second, right here. I'm gonna let Lippy just stay on this right here where it's at. I'm hoping we'll pick something up else tonight, but I'm gonna show you it will pick up heat. Y'all see the big Sasquatch?
Move your hand up in the air.
See the Sasquatch? So with the clip that we just shared, I guess you can see where that could also be a security benefit. Be able to see what's around your place at any given time, night or day, don't matter. Guys, I'm gonna tell you what, I have enjoyed the opportunity to bring this and show it, do a review on it, and get to actually see its capabilities. Like I say, I have used another one we use at work daily. So I guess you'd say the sky's the limit. I plan on being able to do a whole lot more than this. This just barely touches the surface of what you can do with this. I mean, as far as troubleshooting engines, whether it is a lawnmower engine, car engine, tractor engine, you can actually get down to finding hot spots on bearings, PTOs, drive lines. There's a number of capabilities that it has as far as a troubleshooting tool for a mechanical. You know, just like we talked about with the house, insulation, windows, bringing your R value where it needs to be, you know, sealing the deal on that, looking for hot spots, any kind of electrical breakers, lights. I mean, we had some that didn't have insulation when we moved in here, and we shot them with this, and it told it just like that. So I can see where the benefits of this are far and wide, but
it did teach us we need new windows.
It did teach that we need windows badly. Windows are got to be a must in here, which we knew we did because of the looks of them. They're double pane, but didn't know the extent of the energy inefficiency that it had. We are in bad energy inefficiency. But I tell you what, I'm gonna find some other uses, a lot of uses for it. I hope it's been information that was worthy to you. If you decide that you need one at your home with your DIY projects, reach out to TopDon. There will be a coupon code in the description. It is
$80.
It's $80, so it's a pretty good coupon code there.
But it is an investment.
I mean, it is an investment. It's not a. I'm just gonna say it's not a cheap tool.
No,
it's really not.
They have cheaper ones.
They do have some cheaper ones,
We
but
looked at.
I have a neighbor that bought a cheaper one about 4 days ago. Matter of fact.
Yeah.
And he wants the coupon code because he's buying one of these. He likes it just that much. He's seen also when working and testing with me, he has seen just the capabilities of it compared to the one he has that doesn't have the pixels. It's not clear. My problem is I don't think it done justice on the camera.
No.
I hope it did, but I don't think it did. This right here is clear as a bell, just like you are looking at it through your phone camera. Now, between here and the phone camera, I'm hoping it's clear enough that y'all can see it, but
I don't
judge the clarity by that.
Right.
This is super clear. It has enough pixels to do what it needs to do and present it to you.
But it also, you said, has a...
Yes, you have a memory card in here, so you can take it and go to your computer. Problem I have is I could put it on a Windows computer, but the only one I have is a work computer.
Right.
I don't want to fool with it. I'm not familiar with Apple, so...
And neither am I.
And then, that's right, neither is she. So getting it from here to an Apple would be like rocket science to me. So
yeah.
Until next time, guys, we enjoy. Thank you. God bless.
God bless you guys.